I have obviously done a lot of chaotic rebuilds on the channel over the past few years. This might be the first time where I have legitimately no idea what is going to happen, because we are going to be rebuilding this team with a 99 overall offense, but a 0 overall defense, which somehow equals a 53. But this team could either be absolutely horrible because there is no defense, or that might not even matter because this offense is so good. I have no idea how this team is going to do this year, and I have no idea how this team is going to be doing 5 years in the future. But either way, I am very excited to get into this. But super quick, I'm going to keep this intro as short as I can. So super quick, if we can get to 2,500 likes on this video, yes, I'm setting it a little higher, it'll let me know y'all want to see a 0 overall offense, but a 99 overall defense rebuild. So basically the opposite of this, and what could be maybe harder. So 2,500 likes, and it'll let me know y'all want to see that. Plus, leaving a like helps out the channel. It sounds stupid, but I would appreciate it. Subscribe for more, because if you like Madden rebuilds, or if you're excited for college football rebuilds, I'm gonna be doing a ton of those as soon as the game comes out. I'm also super excited for that. And very last thing, okay, I'll say shout out to Nick Bop for the suggestion of this video. Their link is in the description. And if you want to shout out, just let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have down in the comments. But without further ado, let's get into this rebuild. Ooh, and you know what? I'm gonna make a prediction for how we're gonna do this year. I'm assuming every single game we're gonna have is gonna be like 70 something to 70 something. But what do I think our record is gonna be? Okay, no cheating. I'm not gonna guess, but go back down to the comments right now and let me know what record you think we're gonna have for this first year. No cheating, but leave a record prediction. But all right, let's get to the end of the year and we will see how this team does to start out. Okay, we finished 3-14. I'm glad I didn't guess. I'm glad I made you guys guess and not me. I would have guessed like 7-10, 8-9, somewhere around there. Just mid, because, you know, amazing offense, horrible defense. I thought that would make sense, but no. That's fair. Also, I want to point out, I know 2 of our wins are against the Packers. I don't know what the other one is, but that's still interesting. What should I check first, the schedule or the stats? Both are going to be really interesting. Let's go over the stats first. Okay. Almost 5,500 yards for Caleb Williams, 62 touchdowns, 3 picks. Is it kind of weird to say I think he should have done better? Because think about how good a 99 overall player would do surrounded by 99 overall players with a miserable defense, so the opposing offense is scoring immediately, and then we're getting right back on the field. Like, is it crazy to say he should have had like at least 100 touchdown passes? I don't know. But 18-ish 100 yards for DeAndre Swift. Nice yards per carry, 15 touchdowns, that's cool. Good receiving numbers. How was the blocking? Ah, yes, I love my 99 overall left tackle allowing 8 sacks. That's cool. And then, as you would expect, the defense. Oh, we actually got TFLs. Webster and Sweeney, but no sacks, no picks. We somehow had pass deflections. I didn't know players could even stick their arms up with 0 awareness. Obviously, we had the best offense and worst defense. I just thought they would be even more spread out than they were. But for our schedule, what did the games look like? Okay, honestly, I knew we had 37.5 points per game or something like that. I feel like if there was an unstoppable offense with a defense that basically couldn't move, wouldn't each game be at least like 100 to 100? Still obviously very high scoring, but just imagine that in real life. I mean, that might be boring to watch because you just know each team's gonna score first play, but I don't know, this might be the highest scores I've ever seen in Madden still. So it's interesting to look at. But now with year 1 over, this is where this gets even more interesting. What is this team gonna look like once we add actual defensive players? Now, I have a whole strategy we're gonna get to in a second, because obviously we're gonna have to re-sign these offensive players. I didn't go unlimited salary cap for this. So this is kinda gonna be a no free agency rebuild until later on, once some of these 99 overall players inevitably leave. And and we're gonna have to get creative with building this team. So let's get to our first draft, and we will see what we want to do. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 2. For some reason, I'm still stuck in the last rebuild I did, which if you haven't seen that yet, it was a ton of fun. I tortured myself as I usually do for your guys' enjoyment, but I rebuilt a team without any first round picks, so I just assumed that we wouldn't have any first round picks. But we do, of course, so I wasn't prepared for this. I don't know what we're gonna do, and of course, it's all offensive players at the top of the board. I mean, that's not necessarily surprising, but whatever. I don't even know if there's anyone all that good in terms of defensive players. So I think we're gonna trade this pick down. There is Martin Sambucci. Hate that last name, but I mean, like, he looks okay. Where's he projected to go? Number 9. There's also Dalvin Samuels. I just don't trust pass rushers in this game. They're never as good as they look. But we are gonna trade this pick down with the Chargers for pick number 8, and then all those other draft picks. You see them. I don't feel like listing them. I probably could have in that amount of time, but whatever. I'm lazy. So if Sambucci is still there, I'm probably not even saying that right, which would be great. I mean, what else would it be? Sambussy? I think about Bussy enough in my spare time anyways. I wish I didn't say that. But is he still available? He is not. Okay, maybe that's for the best. He was probably a really good player though. All right, are we gonna take Roy Hendricks or are we gonna trade down again? Roy Hendricks looks pretty good. Elite speed and jumping and change of direction. A-man, good other ratings. I don't know. I mean, corner's something you can easily find later in the draft, clearly. But I mean, none of these guys look as good as Roy Hendricks. The only other thing is, if we trade down again, we could get like Norton, who looks really good at safety. Ooh, wait. Okay, I might trade down one more time. I'm glad I checked though. Let's trade back to like 20. All right, we're gonna be trading down to 22 with the Cowboys. We're gonna get their first next year and a third this year. Sure, they're probably gonna win the Super Bowl next year because we have their draft pick, but whatever. I thought I accidentally simulated past the pick. That scared me, but we are gonna take, assuming he is still available. I just scared myself again. I thought he was a free safety for some reason. Okay, I think we're gonna take Lorenzo Norton. How does Jermichael Bartow look? I don't want to take him because I don't feel like pronouncing that name, and he looks worse. All right, Lorenzo Norton, plus he's only 21 years old, out of South Carolina. Let's pick him. Hidden dev. I'm gonna guess, usually players are like 1 or 2 overall lower than what I predict they're gonna be, so I'm gonna say he's an 83 overall to manifest him being an 81. We'll see what happens. That's my actual prediction, but I don't want to predict an 81 because then he'll be a 79. But round 2, I guess very early round 2, like what, 12 picks later? Ooh, we have kind of a dilemma here. Do we want to go with Chauncey Hayward, who is probably who we're gonna take? He's a first to second round talent, guaranteed. Or do we want to go with Josh Woody, who has the much funnier name? Really slow. How big is he? You're 256 and you're in a 4.8? I could run a 4.8. I mean, I definitely couldn't, but whatever, let me dream. Should we go with Josh Woody? He actually looks really good, assuming he has A power moves. If he has B power moves, I think he's horrible. It would be a risk though. You know what? We'll go with the funny... No, wait, who's younger? Woody's 22. Hayward is also 22. All right, we'll go with Woody. Show me... I gotta predict normal dev, so it's hidden? Let's go, undefeated. I don't know why I'm predicting so much stuff today. I feel like it, I guess. Ooh, and Hayward's still available. You know what? Let's just get the best of both worlds, I guess. Also hidden dev. Most of the time, if I take like a first to second round pass rusher, they have normal, but both of them have hidden. Plus he has 90 strength. I kind of feel like Hayward could be better. I don't know though. He only has 1 A rating, but he does have the 90 strength. We'll see. Him and Woody might just be the same overall. But I'm going to show one more pick. Let's see. We grabbed a DB. We grabbed a D lineman. Well, 2 of them. But we still need a linebacker. I don't want to roll out with 3 12 overall linebackers, or I guess 0 overall linebackers, or whatever practice squad guys the CPU signed. Corin Gills looks decent. None of these guys look great though. Ooh, Lionel Cummings. Again, last name value. Plus he has elite speed, elite name obviously. Doesn't look the best in terms of ratings, but he looks fine. He's probably only like a 72 overall, but we'll still take him here. Normal dev. I thought that said 99 acceleration, but he still looks good. I'm changing his number as soon as I can. We're not having an off-ball linebacker wear number 97. That ain't happening. But here is how we did in the draft. Am I slowly becoming decent at drafting? Lorenzo Norton was perfectly between my fake guess and my real guess at an 82. He has 93 hit power. Another reason I feel like A pluses should be a thing, so it actually shows that's better than just an A. Because I mean, A hit power would also probably be like an 83 maybe? I don't know, I don't want to get into that for like the millionth time, but he looks very good. But I mean, that was definitely the right move to trade down from number 8 and pick up all those other picks. I mean, Hendricks was also good at an 80, but I would rather have the safety and all the other players we ended up getting. But speaking of the rest of the players, Hayward was better than Woody just by 1 overall, but both are decent. Cummings is actually a 75. I'm wanting to make a joke, but I probably shouldn't because it's gross. But yeah, he's a good player. I made every pick here just because I didn't want the CPU to pick offensive players because we don't need any. But Montel Allen, he's good. Montel. What are these names? I've never seen a person named Montel. Obviously, there's Montrell. Montel. That's interesting. We got John Ross, came back, switched positions in something else. Derek Yankee's pretty good. Ricky Starks at least has a dev trait. It got a little worse as we went on, but I mean, I guess that's what happens. But these are still good picks, like Chris Stump, 72 in the 5th round. That's really good. So I'm definitely happy with this draft. We pretty much overhauled this entire defense through one draft. So now let's get into year 2. And this year's almost even more interesting than last year. I think I've said interesting a million times already, but now with an actual not 0 overall defense, could we be one of the best teams in the league already? Let's find out. But here we are heading into year 2. Obviously still the 99 overall offense. I kind of wonder how many upgrades Caleb Williams is going to have by the end of this. He already has 8 after the first year, so I guess we'll find out. But the defense is looking much, much, much better, like infinitely better. Still a bad defense out of 73, but that's 73 overall better than the one we had last year, so I think we'll take that. So you know what? Let's see. I've been predicting a lot in this rebuild. This year, we are gonna go... Ooh, do I drop the undefeated guess already? I mean, if you think about it, we were putting up a crazy amount of points. If our defense could stop anything, we would be winning every game. I'm gonna predict 14-3 to play it safe, and then maybe undefeated next year. I think next year might be our final year with all the 99 overalls, so it's also going to be super interesting to see what we do after that. We'll be able to keep some of them, but obviously not all of them. But all right, let's get to the end of this season. My prediction is 14-3 or 15-2, somewhere around there. Okay, I was close. Am I still a ball knower? I don't know, but that was a pretty close guess. We finished 16-1 in year 2. Things are going well now, but how long can we keep things going well for is the question. But Caleb Williams, surprisingly like a slightly worse year, still an insane year. You see the stats, I don't feel like reading them out. DeAndre Swift, very good, 6.3 yards per carry, 26 touchdowns, 1,700 yards for DJ Moore, 19 touchdowns, even Cole Kmet almost 1,200 yards. The blocking was much better this year. I still don't know how a 99 overall allowed 8 sacks last year, that's crazy. And then Cummings led the team in tackles with 140. Stump had 12 TFLs and sacks. John Ross, as a rookie, 16.5 sacks. I thought he would barely play. I mean, I think we had him as like a rotational D tackle or something. He did get a full 1,000 snaps though, and he was like the only person to get any sacks. 3.5 for Hayward was the next best. And then interceptions, 3 for Yankee, 2 for Cummings and Norton, 1 for a couple players. But Caleb Williams obviously wins MVP. DeAndre Swift at number 5, and we get top 3 for Offensive Player of the Year. Really? Caleb didn't also get Offensive Player of the Year? That still would have been like the best quarterback season ever by a mile in real life. I guess not by a mile. Peyton Manning had that one year, but still. And then John Ross at number 8 for Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie, and he obviously wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, very good season. But let's see if we can already win our first Super Bowl with this team. In the divisional, we are going to be taking on the 9-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wait, I want to check one more thing before we simulate this game. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Who is the one team we lost to? We've been horrible in the preseason, but the one game we lost this year was the team we swept last year when we were way worse. The Green Bay Packers. We only scored 19 points. How? I think an offense of pure gods would, you know, put up a little more than 41 points per game. I know 41's insane, but like this is unstoppable people. It's super superhumans on our offense. But anyways, we have a first of many. We'll go play it cool, y'all know me. And we have upgrades. Anything important, or is it all the 12 overalls? It's all 12 overalls. No, there are a couple, but backups. But let's simulate this game against the Buccaneers. They're 9-8, so this is scary. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's closer than it should have been. We win 31-28 though. If we don't win a Super Bowl during this rebuild, I am retiring from playing Madden. I'm gonna become like a, I don't know basketball, but I'll become like a 2K YouTuber. But there's no chance we win this game, right? It's the Cowboys, and they're away, and they're the worst overall team. Let's see if we can move on to our first Super Bowl. Okay, we do beat the Cowboys. Another close game, 35-28, but we'll take it. And you'll never guess what team we're gonna be taking on in the Super Bowl. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. Big surprise. They were only 10-7 this year. They weren't that good in the regular season, but still good enough to be here. And oh yeah, I want to check. Did we get any dev traits on defense? I would hope. Okay, yeah, John Ross got superstar. That's cool. I think Cummings got star. Norton only had star. That's kind of crazy. And then Allen had superstar. So only one dev trait on defense. I don't know if we got any on offense. Probably. But you know what? I'm not actually gonna jump in here and watch this simulate, because I think we're hopefully gonna be in a few more Super Bowls. So let's simulate this game against the Chiefs. They are the same overall as us, so if we lose, I can't complain too much, even though that would be kind of stupid. But let's see what happens. And we do win 42-28. I wish it would put our score on the side of our logo, because sometimes that makes me think the Chiefs won, but I'm pretty sure that, yeah, that means we won. So one Super Bowl win down. How many more are we gonna get over the next few years? We will find out. In the draft, I forgot we had 2 firsts this year. Do we trade up both of those firsts for like a mid first? Because I want Darren Lockhart. Honestly, he is a top 5 talent, but I wouldn't necessarily guess that. Okay, maybe I would. Is a 4.53 really good speed, elite acceleration? I mean, a 4.53 for a safety is like decent, but I don't know, man. But should we trade up for him? I mean, we might as well. I don't really see anyone else to take. Where does he rank on the big board? 34. Okay, so I guess we don't really need to trade up both firsts, maybe just 29 to like 22, just to play it safe. I'm sure he won't go for a few picks after 22, but I just want to play it safe. All right, we'll give him a 3rd round pick to move up to 22 from 29. And let's take Darren Lockhart, possibly normal dev, but that's still worth it either way. We'll take him. He does have hidden 94 acceleration, 93 agility, only 91 jumping, but I mean, hey, he looks pretty good. We know he's pretty good. And then with our second 1st round pick, I think I'm only going to show like 3 or 4 picks this year. I guess that's about what I did last year anyways, right? I don't know. But let's see, the defensive tackles look okay. Well, they look okay. We kind of need a speed rusher. We only have power rushers right now. Chris Hood looks pretty terrible, so I don't think we're going to take him. Ooh, okay, never mind. I see why this guy's projected to go day 3. Marginal speed, poor acceleration. But A-man, A-press, that's interesting. Let's go with Isaiah Williams. He looks all right. He's only 21, really good combine, sounds good. Hidden dev. Is this gonna be another good draft? But early round 2, you know what? We might as well. Let's just take Chris Hood so we have a speed rusher on the team, because we literally don't have one. He's terrible, I acknowledge that. He's gonna be like a 68. Nah, he might be like a 70, but we need one. Normal dev, all right. And last pick I'm gonna show, let's go with another safety, because why not? He's good. 1st to 2nd round talent, Sammy Leach. Honestly, his ratings aren't very good. D-man, D-player act. Like, I wouldn't necessarily think this is a good safety, but apparently he is. Hidden dev. We're getting lucky with the dev traits, but let's see how we did. But okay, here's how we did. It was decent. Definitely a better class last year, but I mean, Lockhart is an 80 overall, obviously top 5 player in the class. Williams is good. Chris Hood is a 71. He's even slightly better than I expect. Sammy Leach is good. I took Lucas Green. He's not very good. I just wanted another speed rusher. At least he has hidden dev, but eh. And then I took these 2 linebackers. I even took an offensive player, because eventually we're gonna need some offensive players once we can't afford to re-sign all of our 99 overalls. God, he has the number and the sleeve. I'm changing both of them. There we go. Also, what is his name supposed to be? Jalon? Or is it supposed to be Jalen spelled really? I guess that would work for Jalen. Or like Jalen. Whatever. He's okay. He had like a lot of A ratings, but I don't know. There's something wrong with him apparently. Just like me for real. And then I simulated it after that. The CPU did something. But overall, decent draft. There were some really good players early on. Daryl Tatum, 84 overall receiver. Brendan Jackson, 83 overall guard. There was even an 81 overall guard in the early second. Okay, I was gonna say maybe this was a bad draft class, but at least really early on, there were some good players and we thankfully got one of them, so we'll take it. But here we are heading into year 3, now up to a 90 overall, 99 offense, of course. I don't need to keep saying that, but I do for some reason. But 80 overall defense now. We actually have a passable defense. It still probably is the lowest overall defense, but for how we've built it, it's pretty good. We also picked up Grover Stewart. He was just a free agent, so I was like, why not? I don't think we'll re-sign him because, again, the fear of the cost of our offense eventually. But maybe he'll be good for this year. I don't know. But yeah, overall, really good defense. And will this finally, I say finally, it's only year 3, but will this be our first undefeated season? We will find out. I think this is our second to last year before we have to pay everyone. So we'll try to make it count. Let's get to the end of year 3. And you know what? I'm going to predict, I think we're going to go undefeated. Let's see what happens. I say that, now we're going to go 7-10. Okay, we finished 16-1. Once again, just one loss. I was going to predict that, but I was hoping we would go undefeated finally, but we didn't. Caleb Williams is like slowly getting worse and worse. I mean, at least in terms of like passing touchdowns and stuff. I mean, he's still insane, but like, yeah, the touchdowns are going down more and more each year. But I mean, still insane year, obviously. 1,800 yards for DeAndre Swift, though, 20 touchdowns. Even 16 for Khalil Herbert. 1,400 yards for DJ Moore, almost 1,300 for Cole Kmet. And then on defense, anything interesting? Chauncey Hayward led the team in sacks this year with 11. John Ross with only 2.5 this year. Maybe I should just keep him at D tackle. I thought he would still do as well as a defensive end, but apparently not. And then 2 picks for Rosenthal, Allen, and Selvey, and then 1 for a few players. Honestly, I thought we would do a lot better this year. I mean, I know we were still 16-1, but the stats weren't as impressive this year. We still top 3'd Offensive Player of the Year, as you would hope. Honestly, with an offense of all 99 players, we should be like top 6ing it. But Hayward at number 8 for Defensive Player of the Year, and Rosenthal at number 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Of course, we get cut. But who was our one loss this year? Was it a division rival? Probably. No, it was the Eagles. We lost by 1 point to the Philadelphia Eagles. How are we doing as of late? Ooh. Okay, we beat the Packers 42-0, but we only beat the Vikings by 2. And then we beat the Cardinals and Browns by a few scores. So it looks like we're doing pretty well now. But will we go undefeated in this rebuild? We will see. But we have an upgrade for John Ross. We'll take that. And who are we going to be taking on in the divisional this year? It's going to be the Saints at 9-8. That they're 10 overall worse than us. We have a 19 overall better offense. And then the same overall defense. If we lose this game, man, I'm not going to know what to, but I just feel like we're going to lose it for some reason because they're so bad. All right, let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's see what happens. Okay, no, we destroy them. We honestly should have beat them worse. We win 42-14. We'll take it. And now we are once again facing the Cowboys in the conference championship. We were spared last time we played them. Will we be as lucky this time? We are. You know you have a good team if you're beating the Cowboys in the playoffs in Madden. Ooh, and we have some pretty big defensive upgrades. Montrell Allen, or Montel, I hate that. Darren Lockhart, Chauncey Hayward. We'll see what our dev traits are in a second, but I think we are going to jump in and watch this simulate. What? Excuse me? The Denver Broncos made the Super Bowl at 8-9 with an 83 overall team. Why? All right, let's check out our dev traits real quick. This might be the worst team I've ever seen in the Super Bowl, and that's saying something. But let's see. Lockhart has Superstar. Did he have it or did he get it? Probably had it. Yeah, he had Superstar dev. That's cool. I don't know if we got any dev increases though. Maybe Rosenthal only had star, or normal, I mean. Yeah, he gained star dev. That's cool, I guess. And then Williams maybe only had normal. No, he might have had star. Yeah, he did. So only 1 on defense this year, but I guess we'll take it. What choice do I really have? But we have a Super Bowl media day here. Coach, you already have a ring, so you're okay, whatever. I guess that would play a role. I'm sure we would know what to do a little better, so we'll go 10. We'll get 10 staff points. We'll take it. But let's jump in. We will watch it simulate, and we will see if we can go back to back on Super Bowls. We deserve to, but will it happen is the question. But here we go in the Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos. This should be a good one. I mean, it shouldn't be a good one. We should absolutely just wipe the floor with them. We almost have a full 10 overall on them. We have 7 wins on them. That's a crazy thing to even say about a Super Bowl team. But what else is new? Let's see what happens here. And it looks like they were driving. They did not score. We get the first touchdown. We make it 10-0 starting the second quarter. We make it 17-0, 24-0. They finally get a touchdown. And they get another to make it 24-14, but we make it 38-20. We just scored really fast. Both teams did. We're up 45-27. Now 52-27 is gonna be the final score as we go back to back. And now the question is, can we win a third Super Bowl before the team falls apart? Let's find out. But here in the draft, we pick at number 32, of course. And what do we want to do? I'm kind of stupid, and I forgot to change our focus position at the midseason. I set it to defensive end and defensive tackle, but I wanted to focus scout defensive ends. I don't know why, because we already have enough defensive ends, but either way, that's besides the point. I forgot to switch it to defensive ends at the midseason, so it focus scouted safeties when that wasn't our scout's position. So now we don't have anyone fully scouted on defense, except for the guys that I manually focus scouted at the end of the year. And I guess that's only one of them that got fully scouted. So whatever. I don't know. Nobody looks that good here anyways. I guess we could go with another safety. I don't know where whoever we take is gonna play, but I guess we'll figure it out when we get there. How does Steve Kilroy look? Okay, a 4.48 is good speed and elite acceleration for a corner. A 4.48 is like solid to maybe even below average. That's really good and elite? Really? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. I'm starting to feel the repercussions of playing a game made by EA, unfortunately. I'm starting to feel the effects more and more as I go on. But you know what? We might take Steve Kilroy anyways, because honestly, none of the safeties look all that good. I mean, they look fine. Are any of them like really fast? Because that's probably who I'll take if there is one. Ah, yes, I love a second to third round safety prospect with 4.7 speed. And that's only marginal. That's not like bottom of the barrel, like UDFA purely because of your 40 time. That's crazy. Honestly, Jonathan Edwards looks pretty good at safety. Good speed, great acceleration, lots of B ratings, A awareness, possibly A man, probably B, but possibly A. You know what? Let's go with like our 5th safety because he looks good and I can't find anyone else that looks good. Maybe we'll move him to like nickel corner or something if he is good. I don't know. You know what? Should we start drafting offensive players now? Like taking it seriously? Let me see if I can find like a really good lineman. Fernando Vallejo looks decent. He actually looks pretty good. Even his finesse is a B. You know what? We'll take him. Hidden Dev is already 23, but that's fine. Probably gonna be our starter at center next year after we lose probably everybody. And now last pick I'm gonna show. You know what? Pat Ellison is interesting. He is extremely fast, as most defensive tackles are in this game. I say that, and then the next guy ran a 5.23, but he has 42 bench reps. He also looks interesting. But A power moves, A play rec. Not the best run defender, but a really good pass rusher. So we'll take him. Normal dev, really? With that kind of athleticism and A power moves? That should be a guy you'd pick to like think, hey, maybe this guy can be one of the best defensive tackles in the league someday with those kind of traits. In normal dev, whatever. Okay, we did well. We did really well again. Jonathan Edwards is a 78. I don't know if he's gonna play much of a role, at least for now. Maybe I can find somewhere to play him. Nah, he'll probably just be a really good 3rd safety. Where does he rank for safeties? 29 for free safeties? Sounds good to me. As a backup, good enough to start for a few teams. Fernando Vallejo is an 83 overall. I figured anytime you see someone who's like, for example, a power guard, or I guess he's a center, but if you see a power interior offensive lineman with like B finesse ratings, they're gonna be pretty good. But 90 strength, not strength, 93 impact blocking, 87 awareness, 87 lead block, 85 run block power as a rookie. So we don't need to re-sign. Who did I make our 99 center? Ryan Bates? Is that who got traded from the Bills to the Bears? I think so. So we won't need to re-sign him. I mean, we will if we can, but I don't think we can. And then Pat Ellison kind of sucks. I mean, that's fine value for the late 3rd, but really? 90 strength, 78 speed, 82 power moves. Those are crazy ratings for a defensive tackle as a rookie. And he's a 73 with normal dev. So he's never going to become anything. Great. And then I simulated it out, and the CPU immediately picked a 67 overall linebacker. It picked a decent tight end, 72 overall Robert Westbrook with hidden dev. Probably gonna have X-Fact because he's a blocking tight end, because there are so many amazing blocking tight ends in the league, right? All right, let's get into year 4, and we will see how the team's looking. But here we are heading into year 4, now up to an 92 overall, or no, 92, 92 overall. Glad it's it's not only an 82, but we now have an 84 overall defense. It's getting better. We're getting there. It's probably better than quite a few teams, so it should be decent this year, with our offense obviously being the best in the league. At least you would hope, but you never know in Madden. Also, for upgrades on offense, Caleb Williams now has 18 upgrades, so maybe on pace to have like 30 by the end of this, maybe. But this is gonna be the year where we have to start re-signing players. So I'm thinking we're gonna keep Caleb Williams, DeAndre Swift, probably DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and Braxton Jones, if we can manage to keep all them. I think we should be able to. And then we're probably gonna have to find replacements for our entire interior O-line. We did have the 5th-year option for Darnell Wright, so we'll get to keep him another year regardless. And then we'll probably have to find at least 2 new receivers. So that'll be the plan. Maybe we can get more players back than I'm expecting, but let's get to the midseason point and we will see who we have to re-sign, and more importantly, well, I guess not more importantly, but if we can finally go undefeated. Okay, we are thankfully 7-0 at the midseason for the first time, but of course, I see the re-signings. I see 17 of them, so we obviously have some big decisions to make. Oh, you know what? Wait, I don't see enough players here. I kind of want all the deals to expire this year. I thought it was fair to get 4 years of the 99 overall players and then have to worry about re-signing them. Okay, I think that should be everyone now other than Darnell Wright. Maybe? Okay, yeah, this is everybody now. So we will re-sign Caleb Williams to start out. It's gonna be 7 years, 423 mil, and he does take it. We will re-sign DJ Moore. Let's go 5 years, 172 mil. He takes it. Now down to 90 mil already. Ooh, I don't even think we'll be able to get Swift, Jones, and Kmet back. I don't see Kmet here. I think I need to change his too. So let's see. Let's re-sign Cole Kmet. We'll go 5 years, 89 mil. That's really cheap. Less than 20 mil a year for a maxed out 99 overall tight end. We'll take that. But DeAndre Swift, 4 years, 81 mil. He re-signs. And you know what? We can re-sign a few more players. Braxton Jones isn't interested, so let's go with Nate Davis, and maybe we'll play him at left tackle. Or how about Tevin Jenkins? He actually has tackle experience. We'll go with Roma Dunze, and can we afford anyone else for 16 mil? How about Gerald Everett? I know we don't need another tight end, but I'd rather keep him than let someone else get him. Oh, we can't afford him. Okay, never mind. It said we could afford him, but I guess not. But we made it out better than I thought we would. So let's get to the end of the year, and will this finally be our first undefeated season? But here we are at the end of year number 4, and if you've seen one of these videos before, y'all know why we're here. So before I reveal how we did in year 4, if you haven't already, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. Sounds stupid, but it really does help out the channel. Again, 2,500 likes, and it'll let me know y'all want to see a basically reverse version of this. 0 overall offense, 99 defense, which is probably going to be infinitely harder, but maybe even more fun because it will be harder. And yeah, like I said, subscribe if you haven't already, because if you've enjoyed this so far, this is what like all my videos are like. This one's a little different, this one's a little crazier, but still the same stuff I always do. And of course, let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have down below. In year number 4, we finished 15-2. If we can't go undefeated with this team, I don't know if it's possible to go undefeated. I mean, I'm sure it is. I don't think I've ever done it, maybe once long ago, but I think we're gonna change our defensive playbook. But Caleb Williams, 5,300 yards, 58 touchdowns, only 3 picks. Insanely good year, as you would hope. Almost 1,700 yards for Swift, 18 touchdowns, almost 2,000 yards for DJ Moore, which I'm surprised we haven't had him hit 2,000 yards. I mean, we're using the Chiefs offense, if you couldn't tell. The Bears offense is probably the worst one you could use for this, just because it's pure running. And you know, if you have maxed out 99 players, you should just throw it deep every play. But yeah, insane year for DJ Moore. Maybe the best receiver season ever. But blocking, honestly, Ryan Bates, 3 sacks allowed at center at a 99 overall is crazy, but whatever. And then Cummings led the team in tackles again. TFL's 19 for Hayward. And sacks, we're really only getting 1 guy per year with a good amount of sacks. It's really weird. I don't know if I've ever seen this. Is this just how the Bears defense is? I don't know, but it's a defensive tackle every year. None of our defensive ends are doing well. Also, I made John Ross the #1 rush D tackle, and he still didn't really do much. 3 sacks, so I guess it is just 1 guy per year that's gonna get sacks. So we'll definitely change that. And then Cummings led the team with 2 picks, and then 1 for like 5 different players. Interesting. But MVP goes to Caleb Williams, obviously. I'm surprised we haven't seen more players on our team up here. I mean, we saw, what, Swift 1 year, but that's about it. DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, and Caleb Williams Williams, top 3 offensive player of the year. Hayward at 7 for defensive. And then Pat Ellison at number 6 for defensive rookie of the year, I guess. No other Bears. But who are we losing to at this point? Probably division rivals? We were undefeated until week, I guess, 13. We lost to the Panthers. Are you kidding me? The Lions, sure, whatever. I mean, we shouldn't. At least they're a good team. Are the Panthers even better than like an 83 overall? I mean, I guess they would have to be by this point, but they're probably one of the worst teams in the league still. They are an 83. I think they are tied for the worst overall team. That might be the biggest upset of all time. Oh, the Browns are an 82, so I guess the Panthers aren't quite the worst. They're tied for like 3rd worst. Whatever. They were a playoff team at an 83 overall. That's crazy. I am severely worried for the new college football game. But all right, let's change this defensive playbook at least. Y'all already know what defensive playbook I'm gonna go with if you've seen the channel before. Why am I changing the scheme? That's not what I meant to do. We are gonna go with the Bills defense. Is it always good? No. Is it good like 50% of the time? Yes. So we'll use it. But let's see who we are gonna be taking on in the divisional. It is gonna be the 12-5 Green Bay Packers. Interesting. But we have a playoff rivals scenario. I guess we'll go chess match because our defense is so young it could use the player ec. And we have some upgrades. Anything important? John Ross, at least 1 starter and 1 future starter. But let's see if we can beat the Packers here. And we do, 42-7. We should be beating every team like that, to be honest. Maybe our defense should be allowing more points, but we should be winning every game by 35 points. And we are going to be facing the Dallas Cowboys in the conference championship for the 3rd year in a row. When's the last time they've made a conference championship? No, wait, actually, that's a good question. It's been 29 years since they have made a conference championship. The last time they won a Super Bowl, apparently, unless I'm missing one. No, I don't think I am. That's crazy. Yet they've been here 3 out of 3 years, or I guess maybe even 4 out of 4. I don't know what happened the first year. Wait, now I'm curious. I'm just being a Cowboys hater. Hold on. Okay, they at least weren't in the Super Bowl year 1. Wait, did we face the... Hold on. I'm confusing myself. Oh yeah, these are the last 2 years. Okay, never mind. So at least the last 3 years in a row. But we have a recap for the playoff rivals. We get hit power and staff points. Cool, I guess. But let's see if we can beat the Cowboys. Down to an 84 overall, by the way. And we do. Okay. I don't think I've ever swept the Cowboys like this before. We will take it. And we are going to be taking on the Indianapolis Colts in the Super Bowl here. We're not going to jump in. We already have our Super Bowl win. We're just going to see how many we can get. I think we're going to do 2 more years after this. Coach, you have a chance to cement your legacy as one of only a few coaches to have won 3 Super Bowls. I'm going my legacy. Mikey McDingle the GOAT. He on top. But we have even more upgrades. Chauncey Hayward, Jonathan Edwards. Who's Jonathan? Is this the rookie? Okay, yeah. I always forget who players are when we're drafting about $1 billion per year. But let's see if we can beat the Colts. We should. We are 7 overall better than them. And we do, 28-21. So we go back to back to back. At this point, we're going to go for 5 Super Bowl wins. But this upcoming year is the first one where I'm not so confident that we will win it. We could, but it all depends on what we can do in this offseason. So let's see what happens. We'll see if we can bring anyone else back, any other 99 overalls. But this is probably our first year without a 99 overall offense. It still could be, but we will find out. So let's see, who should we bring back? We have 41 mil. We have enough to bring back a starter. We don't need to re-sign someone like Gerald Everett. Let's re-sign, you know what? Tyler Scott hasn't started, but I did make him a 99 overall. We'll re-sign him to be a starter because he's actually, never mind. I guess we won't. How much is a tag? 45 mil? Ooh. How about Keenan? I mean, this is a lot of money, but might be necessary. Wait, hold on. Do we have 2 receivers? Did I re-sign 2 of them already? Oh yeah, I think we re-signed Rome and DJ Moore. So I guess we'll re-sign Nate Davis. I don't know. He re-signs, and sure, Gerald Everett. Why not? Never mind. All right, whatever. Let's get into free agency, and we might actually sign some free agents this year. Or would it be better to tag one of the 99s to keep another team from getting them? That could be an option too, because I'd rather not let these players go to other teams, at least as much as possible. All right, we'll tag Gerald Everett, and let's just get to the draft once again. But you know what? We might make this the final year just because. I don't know if this team is gonna fall apart. I mean, eventually it will once we have to start re-signing defensive players. But I mean, we got all our offensive guys back. We could just keep rebuilding the defense the same way and be good. So for this probably final draft, honestly, it isn't very good for the positions we need. There isn't really a great offensive lineman. Okay, I take that back. Kevin Sewell. He was like 95% scouted. I fully scouted him because he had all A ratings right there, and he is a first-round talent. We're not going to take him yet because we can probably get away with taking him last last pick of the second. So let's see, we kind of still need a defensive tackle a little bit. So who's good? We're probably going to take a defensive end and move him to defensive tackle because that usually works better than taking a defensive tackle. Ooh, Paul Carmichael, 4.79 speed with 40 bench reps. Good lord. There is also Roy Blackshear who looks really good, but just not as good of a combine. He does have a block shedding, but Carmichael has better power moves, speed, strength, better at most things. So I think he is going to be our final first round pick, maybe. I mean, there are a lot of good D linemen. Reggie Ramsey even looked good. He just didn't really have the best strength. Jamar Fuller looks pretty good, just not as good of a combine. Bryce Culver looks good, but we are going to go with Paul Carmichael out of Cal. Hidden Dev, I did not think he would have that, but 93 strength, 79 speed. Probably only going to have like 70, or no, he has B power moves, so probably 74, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe only like 72, which is stupid, but whatever. And then you know what? I'm going to make this the last pick of the rebuild, unless there's somebody really good looking. Eddie Callahan might be good. What's his combine like? Good. We'll probably take him, but I just won't show it for the sake of time. Let's go with, almost went with another D lineman. Let's go with Kevin Sewell out of Missouri, only 21 years old. I think we'll play him at right tackle, or I don't know, we'll figure it out. But let's take him. Normal Dev, really? I mean, that's still a good pick, obviously, but really? Normal Dev, why? We'll say he's another one of the Sewell brothers, even though he doesn't look like him at all. But here is how we did in the final draft. Paul Carmichael is a 76 overall at defensive tackle, was only a 73 at defensive end. Like, should B power moves really only be a 71? That's pretty horrible. I don't know, man, but either way, he looks good, just not a pass rusher. I think he'll start, maybe. We'll see. I think we have someone that's a better overall than him, but we might give him the nod just because he does have Hidden Dev. And then Kevin Sewell is a 79, probably almost a top 5 player in the class, so that was a very good pick. And then Eddie Callahan's a 74, and then I took a receiver as our last pick, Justin Cunningham, not Cummings. He's infertile, I guess. That's gross. But really good slot receiver. I don't think he's going to play at all. You'll see why in a second, but very good final draft. I just had an interesting thought. It's something we could do. I don't know if I want to do it, but let's get into the final year and we will see how the team's looking. But here we are heading into the final year, looking really good. What I was thinking about could be interesting is we could just switch everyone's position and it would all be fine because, you know, they're all 99 overalls anyways, but I don't feel like doing that. It would be funny, I guess, but I'm too lazy. Plus, I was supposed to have this video out as I'm speaking, so gotta hurry up. But I did move a lot of players around. I was gonna put Gerald Everett at running back so we could also play him there and at receiver, but I didn't know you couldn't put running backs at receiver, or I didn't remember that at least. I don't know. So I put him back to tight end, so now we can also play him at receiver. I could also put him as the backup for the entire offensive line, but I'd rather not take him off the field at receiver. And then here is the defense heading into the final year, up to an 87. This team should be undefeated. Absolutely should be. I mean, we still have a 99 overall offense with a really good defense now too. We should blow every team out of the water, but to be fair, we should have been doing that for the last like 4 years. So hey, we'll just have to see what happens. We have a new defensive playbook, so that's a positive. Can we finally get that undefeated season? Let's get to the end of the year and let's find out. Okay, wow. I don't know how we didn't have a single undefeated season with this team, but we do finish 15-2. Easily my most successful rebuild ever, I would assume. Actually, maybe not. I've had some where we have like 14 wins every year. We had that first year, which we were like 3-14. Somehow, this 94 overall team with a 99 offense might not have been the most successful rebuild I've ever done record-wise or like win percentage-wise. That's a certified EA moment. We also only had 35 points per game this year on offense. 35.8. I know that's very good, but that's not like an insane amount more than what teams get in real life. Like the best team. I wonder what the most points per game was last year. It was the Cowboys with 29.9. Like 35 is definitely better, but it isn't an insane amount better. But let's see what happened. Caleb Williams, very good year, of course, as you would hope. He had an 85 completion percentage. That's crazy. But 1,500 yards for DeAndre Swift, 21 touchdowns, only 5.4 yards per carry, which is obviously really good, but he's a maxed out 99. Probably should have more than that. And we had 4 1,000-yard receivers? Gerald Everett, Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, and Roma Dunze. Did I accidentally change our offensive playbook? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen this from the Chiefs playbook. This looks like the Cowboys, or like the Bengals kind of looks like this sometimes, I think. Interesting. But the blocking was mostly good. Tevin Jenkins wasn't great at right tackle, despite being a maxed out 99, thanks EA. Cummings led the team in tackles, 15 TFLs for Carmichael, and we had more sacks than, or we had more players get sacks than just one. Hayward had 13.5 sacks, 9 for Ross, and then it takes a big dip there. But at least we had 2 players do all right. And then Montel Allen, 3 picks, 2 for Selvey, and then 1 for a few players. This is definitely going to have to be the final year because we have to re-sign most of our defensive players now too, and we are not going to have any money, so the team will fall apart. But we actually don't even top 3 offensive player of the year this year. Swift at 1, Caleb at 4, Kmet at 7, interesting. Hayward at 6 for defensive player of the year, Carmichael at 2 for defensive rookie of the year, of course. I feel like we got super unlucky today, despite, you know, winning back-to-back-to-back Super Bowls. I still don't know how we didn't go undefeated with this team, just once. But let's see who we are going to be taking on in the divisional. Possibly our final playoff game of the rebuild, hopefully not, but it is going to be the LA Rams. We are 10 overall better than them. We have a 14 overall better offense. They are 8-9. We are at home, so let's see if we can take down the Rams and move on to the conference championship to face the Cowboys, I would assume. Isn't the Cowboys, it's the Giants, a division rival of them. Did the Cowboys even make the playoffs this year? I mean, they weren't a very good overall last year. They could be falling apart. Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs. They went 8-9. That's a first. But we have some upgrades. Anything major? Montel Allen, we'll take it. Now up to a 92, 94 with morale, plus 3 press, almost up to 99 man coverage. But let's see if we can move on to yet another Super Bowl. And we do. We beat the Giants 35-24. And we are going to be taking on, what are these Super Bowl teams we're facing? The LA Chargers. At least they're okay here at an 85, but God, why can't we face like a good overall team? Also, apparently I forgot to turn restructures off. I guess this is the Commanders. Yeah, because they drafted Townsend and they have Terry McLaurin. They also signed Edgerrin Cooper, apparently. But yeah, I mean, I guess the Chargers aren't the worst overall team, but they're like mid. There's some 88s. I saw a 90. The 49ers, like, I guess it's an NFC team, but still, both of those are. But we have our final Super Bowl media day. Again, I just want to say if you've enjoyed, be sure to leave a like again. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know what to go for this. I don't think I've ever gotten this scenario, at least not for a long time. Consistent offense. Well, I would hope our offense will be consistent. And we get an upgrade for Paul Carmichael. Let's get one last look at the team before we simulate this game. Oh yeah, also when I was saying Westbrook probably has X Factor, I was kind of joking, but he actually does. Of course, a blocking tight end. It looks like Gerald Everett got superstar. Caleb Williams finishes with 24 upgrade points. I guess it doesn't show him here, but 24 upgrade points. Whoa, a lineman got star dev? Sewell got, did he win best O lineman? Did. That's rare. That's really rare. Especially as a rookie, that's crazy. And then I don't think we got any dev trait increases on defense, but what a team. Let's simulate this final game against the Chargers and let's see if we can win back-to-back-to-back-to-back Super Bowls. And of course we do.